Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. What am I doing? I have no idea.
Hello.
What was that? That was creepy. Hi, everybody. Monday crowd. The people. Back from Duluth. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy end of July. Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. Welcome to the show. It is a Monday. Thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. Let's get started. Hope you all had a good weekend. Hope you all had a good weekend. Save a lot of that love from a good friend. She's my sister from another mister. It's Kendall, everybody. Hello,
Hi.
Kendall.
Good morning. Gets me every time. Sister from
Another mister. How you doing?
Good. I don't know if it's been on and I just haven't noticed, but the new open to the show. You look very dapper.
Oh, yeah. We got a new open. Yeah. It's our summer open at the end of summer. I mean, it's they needed to add the beard and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's you'll see the open for about a month and a half, and then the new season starts, and we're working on. Actually got an email about it. Got an email about it. We're working on something fun for the new season. So that's all I'm gonna say. So
Lips are sealed.
yeah, just that's all I can say right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I guess I'll just tell people.
Okay.
Here we go.
Well, unzip.
Executive producer Jeff is gonna sing our theme song. That's right. That's what he's gonna do. Yeah.
Yes. I knew he could do it.
No. We're working on something. I think you guys will like it. We hope it's done in time for the season premiere, but if not, it'll happen eventually, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, hey, speaking of fun, we saw each other a lot over the past couple days, didn't we?
We did. We were like roomies, but not.
We were roomies. So if you guys don't know, the Jason Show isn't just here in the Twin Cities. We have several affiliates, and one of them is KBJR in Duluth. And hi, Duluth. And they have been such a good partner for us, and we do really well in Duluth. So as a way to say thank you to the good people of Duluth, all of you watching right now, we decided that we wanted to take the show to Duluth. Now, we didn't do a live show there. We may in the future, but we thought we wanted to do something even better and go there for a couple days and shoot a series of stories and then devote a whole week to Duluth. And that's what we're going to do. So that airs. Duluth week is the week of August 5th. That's my birthday. August 5th is my birthday. So this was our event that we did on Friday. This was our event on Friday at the Bent Paddle Brewing Company. Over 300 people showed up, which I have to say, oh, there's my ladies. Oh, there's my ladies. I have to say, I've been pretty open about this, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. I have a little bit of social anxiety, audience. I've been pretty open about it. It's weird for someone with a job like this to have this, but I get kind of nervous with crowds, and I get shaky a little bit, and I knew I was in trouble, audience. When you throw an event like this, you don't know if it's going to be a success or like Peter Brady's birthday. When no one showed. Peter Brady, remember when he had his birthday party and no one showed up?
I don't get the joke, though, that nobody would come.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, anyway. So I was worried that no one would show up, and I get this phone call from our executive producer, and he goes, I'm coming from the hotel. He goes, Jason, and I'm on my way to the event. He goes, Jason, I don't want you to go in. I'm going to have to walk you in. And I thought, well, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. And I walk in, and the minute I get inside the vestibule, this woman in my eye line goes like this. Ah! And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die, And I want my mom, I want my whoopee, and I get it there. But I gotta say this, and we're gonna talk about Duluth a little bit more, but I'm gonna end this by saying this. My goodness, you guys are the nicest people on earth. Duluth is the nicest people on earth. Weren't they, Kendall?
They were so great.
Yeah.
Everyone was so kind and so excited and so gracious.
Yes.
I was like, y'all, I need to hang out here more often.
I know. Everyone was so nice, and we had fun. Kendall did some karaokeing, which we, There may be footage
Baby
of
got
that.
back,
Yeah, there
you
may
know?
be footage of that lying around anyway. We'll get to that. Right now, though, let's get to the hot dish. Here we go, everybody. Those ladies in the back of the video, they all brought me spoons. They all brought me hot dish spoons.
Yeah, they were from Carlton.
Carlton, yeah, that's right.
Carlton, Minnesota.
First up, Tituss Burgess was on Andy Cohen last night. If you don't know who Tituss is, he's best known for his role in the Netflix series The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. He was on Broadway as well. And he was asked about working with one of the most famous comedians of all time. Look at this.
Tituss, we got a text from Danielle T. Wanting to know the funniest or craziest thing Eddie Murphy's done on set of your new movie. How cool that you're making a movie with
I
Eddie.
did a movie with Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
It's called My Name is Dolomite. It comes out in the fall.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. And we just got into the Toronto International Film Festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was he cool to work with?
He was wonderful to work with. He is a brilliant man, and I'm so excited that for all the people younger generations who do not know Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
will learn why he is the legend that he is.
Did you get...
Yeah. No, there's a reason. Yeah, in the movie, Eddie plays comedian Rudy Ray Moore, who is known for his raunchy comedy routines. My Name is Dolomite is in theaters in September. Now, listen to this. Speaking of Eddie, he was on Jerry Seinfeld's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which was such a great episode. And one of the big takeaways, and this was an expanded edition of Jerry's show, about 40 minutes long, which is long for these episodes. In this little interaction right there, Eddie revealed that after leaving for many years, he's coming back to doing stand-up. He's going to do stand-up again, I know. And for all of you watching, if you're Kendall's age, you only know Eddie probably from like Nutty Professor or
Shrek.
Shrek. I know, that's how
Mulan.
Colin knows him. I know, or Mulan.
Yeah.
But y'all have no idea if you haven't seen Delirious, come on.
I'm excited. I like him.
You don't got no ice cream. You got no, anyway. We can't finish that sentence, but anyway. I know, you're lost, aren't you?
I'm totally lost.
But anyone that has seen Delirious or Raw is laughing right now at the, you don't got no ice cream. Anyway, next in the dish, Armie Hammer is the subject of a lot of chatter on social media. Thanks to, okay, audience. Thanks to a video he posted. Look at this. The video says, this went on for like 7 minutes, okay, and that was a joke. That's his kid sucking his toes. His wife responded to the widespread internet criticism saying, it wasn't 7 minutes. It was sarcasm. It was like 5 seconds. She said he likes to play with people's feet and added they probably shouldn't have shared it on Instagram. No, probably not, because we live in an age where no matter what you do, someone's going to be offended or someone's going to be. But here's my thing. Don't we have better things to worry about than
Right?
It's a kid.
Absolutely, with his dad. It's just dumb and funny. And did people literally think she meant 7 minutes?
They do.
That's just dumb.
They
They're
do.
Just dumb.
I'm not kidding. People don't read sarcasm on Twitter. I tweeted something a couple nights ago about joking that I pushed a kid out of the way to get to the Millennium Falcon at Walt Disney World. And this mother was like, you are a horrible person. I'm like, I'm kidding, for heaven's sake.
If I really did that, I wouldn't have told you about it.
Exactly. Now look, if there was a kid in my way, I would gently move him over, you know?
Gently. He does it to me all the time. It's very gentle.
Get out of the way,
come on,
Skippy.
Kendall.
I need to get to the Millennium Falcon. But no, this kind of thing drives me nuts because before you press send, think about stuff for just a second. Kids do weird stuff. I don't have a kid, but they eat microphones and
right.
I think it's sweet.
It's cute. And she also said in the post, she's like, this is an ongoing thing. Anybody who follows us knows that he's kind of got this foot thing and it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we shouldn't have posted it, but calm down, America.
By the way, Armie's wife owns a really great bakery in Dallas. It's called I think the Rose Bakery. If you ever go to, it was really
Fun
good.
fact.
Yeah, I was like, the guy that we were with goes, this is Armie Hammer's wife, whose name escapes me, and I apologize. I don't really want to refer to her as Armie Hammer's wife. She has a name that she deserves for me to call her by. But anyway, but for the sake of the story, but yeah. Jeff, are we looking up her name? I would like to actually call her.
By the way, I saw pictures of her. She's so beautiful, and I'm like, that girl does not eat cupcakes or donuts and anything else out of that bakery.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Elizabeth Chambers is her name. There we go. Well, next on the dish, speaking of people driving me nuts on social media, you all saw this, and hundreds of you sent this to me for obvious reasons. There's a new debate raging on about childless adults going to Walt Disney World. This all started because a frustrated mom posted an expletive-laced rant on Facebook. By the way, it's old. Hating on Disney goers who don't have kids, saying they drive up the wait times, amongst other things. This sparked a debate on whether adults without kids should visit Disney. Here's my thing. I mean, full disclosure, the producer's laughing. Full disclosure, hey, look, that's me at Disney World. Right there, that's me at Disneyland, actually. Right there. My feeling is, you don't pay my bills, and if I want to go to Disney World 8 times a year, what the blank business is it of yours? If it brings me joy, am I bothering you? And as far as this woman complaining because she was complaining about this millennial woman who was in line, and because the line was so long, her kid couldn't get a pretzel. And I'm thinking to myself, my son was so upset. Well, shouldn't you? I don't have kids, but if that was my mom, don't you have to teach your kid about disappointment? If I didn't get a pretzel, my mom wouldn't let me whine about it. She would be like, if you whine about that pretzel, I'm going to take you to that car. You know what I mean? Where's the personal responsibility for that mother? You're going to blame the millennial because she took her money that she earned and decided to buy a ticket to Walt Disney World. Just like her ticket is just as valuable as your ticket, ma'am.
Preach. That's ridiculous. And if our math is right, we're also assuming that this girl probably was a millennial herself.
Exactly, with a kid.
Because of the age of the post and the kid, and it's like, well, if you've done the math, I'm pretty sure you're probably a millennial.
As well.
Like me, holla.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I don't mean to get all woo-woo about this, but I'll put a bow on this by saying this. I go a lot, so I know what I speak of on this one. Walt Disney famously didn't create Walt Disney World and Disneyland for the young. He created it for the young at heart. So, you know what I mean? That's if you want to get woo-woo about it. So, you know what? I'm going to take my little Disney credit card. I'm going to spend my little Disney money. And that woman can bleep. Anyway, yeah.
Bye.
I just meant she can kiss my Mickey ears. That's right, yeah. Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Coming up, true crime is one of the hottest genres in podcasts, TV shows, books. Well, a new series produced by a Minnesota company looks to be the next big hit. We'll talk to the host of Serial Killer, Devil Unchained, still ahead. Then we heart Duluth, a recap of our wacky and wonderful 48 hours in this Minnesota treasure. Boy, did we have fun. And it's your chance to literally ask me anything. From the shows, to the dogs, to what producer Ted is really like. I will answer any of our audience's questions. And we'll do that. Come back.
Great summers in Carnegie Mellon University. That's when I just, 67, 68, fully fell in love with and became obsessed with acting.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then the first summer after I went to New York, I came here, went to the neighborhood playhouse. Then in between the first and second year, I went to the Delacorte Theater and did my first professional job, Two Gentlemen of Verona.
You did Shakespeare in the Park was your first professional gig?
Yes.
Wow.
I was 18 years old. John Guare adapted the book. Galt McDermott did the music.
Yeah.
Raul Julia was in it. The opening night, my first night of my first professional job, I lost my virginity. Speaking of which, I was 18.
Wow.
Came off stage at the Delacorte Theater. It was the biggest hit the Shakespeare Festival had ever had.
18, Delacorte Theater.
Yeah.
Lost your virginity.
Yeah.
There is no one like Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, no, there is not. Jeff Goldblum, Mama Colbert last week. He stars in the new film, The Mountain. Well, you know on Mondays we get a special serving of hot... I better put my kendama out of the way. This is my lucky kendama. If I can't play, producer Jeff's better. Let me try it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Wow, that was really sad. We get a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Audience, give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Hey, good morning, Jason. Hey, everybody.
Hi, buddy. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's dog, this is horrible, was killed. What happened?
So it was last week in New York City, Jason, and they have a dog walker that took their dog out Wednesday night. And the dog got off the leash, ran into the street, and was struck and killed by a car. Just an awful, awful story, but we actually got photos over the weekend because Joe was back in New York to shoot a music video, and Sophie Turner was there with him too. They actually had two dogs, and she's holding the other dog, and she looks really, really emotional. Coincidence or not, the music video was actually shot just a few blocks away from where their dog was struck, so I'm sure a lot of emotions for the two of them returning back to an area close to the scene.
Oh, that's a horrible thing. I've been through it, and it's just an awful thing. Yeah. So I just feel awful.
Awful.
Yeah. You guys have new details about Wendy Williams' biopic. What do we know?
We do. We talked to some sources. This thing is supposed to be a pretty big deal that she's coordinating right now. And we've learned that it kind of touches on all parts in her life, from when she was a child, drug addiction, some fat shaming she faced through her life, alcoholism, of course. Wendy was very open about her stay at a sober living facility, but she's bringing in some big names for this. And as far as any big stars that she'd like, she said she wants to keep the actors and actresses low-key because she doesn't want them to take away from her story. But you can imagine there's going to be some big-time writers and producers on this project.
I actually agree with her. I think if you're going to play Wendy Williams, it should probably be an unknown person, you know?
That's exactly what she said. She says, you know, I don't want people to figure out or critique the acting. I just want them to focus on the story.
Exactly. Brad, have a good week. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks. You guys too.
Check out TMZ on TV. Just check your local listings. Should I try one more time, audience? Let me see if I can do this. Producer Jeff, so you're supposed to be able to flip it and put this back on there? Kendall's looking at me like I'm from Mars. Let me try it. I can't do it. Anyway. I'm so ashamed of myself. Anyway, still ahead, everybody. We are talking Duluth and some of the fun things we did on our visit last week. And then a local woman at the center of a new limited series investigates a serial killer. We'll talk about the new show and what she found out. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after these words, everybody. I'm going to play with sunshine here. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hi. It is our first day back after 2 beautiful days in Duluth. We were up there on Thursday and Friday shooting stories for the show and meeting many of our North Shore viewers. On Friday afternoon, we held a meet and greet at Bent Paddle Brewing Company in Duluth. This crowd was so sweet. Over 300 people were there. This lady I was loving her. She was so sweet. And it was just, you guys are a little bit of a disadvantage because you guys know us and you see us every day. So it's so great to be able to meet you and put a face on to all the people that watch us up in Duluth and Superior. I have to say Superior because I don't know about you. We had some women there that were like, don't you forget about Superior. They were beautiful. They looked like the Real Housewives of Superior.
Yeah, they did. They were so pretty. I too was like, can you just keep talking to me?
I know, they were
really
gorgeous.
Pretty.
They were, but everyone was, I said it before, we went to the zoo, we went to Lake Superior. Okay, now let me just tell you really quick before we went to the Lake Superior Zoo, everybody, and let's just say that this one sitting next to me was having delusions of grandeur. She wanted to take home the tiger. And
she wanted to come home with me.
I know, but I will admit the tiger did have a thing for you because she kept staring at you and looking at you.
I know.
Do you remember what the tiger's name was? I can't remember.
Lana. Of course I remember her name.
Yes.
She's my girl.
I know. And this is some of the stuff that we got. You guys brought gifts to the meet and greet. This was one of my favorite things. Let's take a shot of this, Steve, at camera 5 here. This woman came up to me and she was, Jason, come here. And she was, see, I got you this mug. and I am proud to say I got it at the clearance rack at TJ Maxx. And she said, I said, hey, a gift is a gift. She goes, I almost left the clearance sticker on because she goes, she knew that I would find that funny, and I did. I thought it was hysterical. But we got hot dish spoons, and Visit Duluth was there. I'm not just saying this. Everybody from the hotel, from the Canal Lodge staff, to just people we met on the street, they were delightful. It was great.
They were so wonderful. I got out of the elevator at the Canal Lodge and I walked out, and I know you had many similar experiences, and the girl goes, I love you, Kendall. And I was like, this is the greatest place ever. And then she followed it up very quickly with, where's Jason?
Yes,
like,
I'm upstairs, yeah.
He's coming. Linger a little longer.
Before the meet and greet, we shot a bunch of stories across the city. We're going to be showing you all of these the week of August 5th. We went to the sailboats. We went to OMC Smokehouse right there, which that meal, let me tell you, audience, wait for this piece to air. It was so good. We went to the Love Creamery. Kendall, what's this? Oh, this is the
Duluth's best bread.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which Kendall talked about that right there, the Pop-Tarts forever.
Life-changing.
Yeah, the great croissants. You went to Duluth Pack as well.
Yes, I fangirled out pretty hardcore there. I'm a big Duluth Pack
There's
fan.
the tiger, everybody. There's Kendall's friend.
Is, Lana.
There's Lana.
My girlfriend.
Yeah, we made meatballs. We had to feed Lana.
Yeah.
And then our big finale, you'll see it coming up here in just a minute. We rode the Timber Twister at Spirit Mountain in Duluth. And there it is right there. And let's just say, I was a little scared. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Look how slow you're going.
Well, I'm going slow because I was terrified. So you'll see how all of this ends the week of August 5th when we dedicate a whole week of shows to our friends in Duluth. They were great. Thanks, Duluth.
Awesome.
KBJR.
It was so much fun.
It was just, we felt like we were there way longer than we actually were. But we promise you we're going to come back. We had such a good time into our friends in Rochester. We're going to come visit you as well. We're going to, because I know Rochester's jealous. We love you just as much, and we're going to come see you as well. So we'll be there very soon. We'll be like I said, we'll be airing all of these stories next week as part of our Summer at the Shore series. So do not miss it. And again, much love to our new family in Duluth. Still ahead, everybody. Today, she has produced docuseries for some of the most watched channels, and her newest series will have you on the edge of your seat. That's right. We'll talk to her when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Maria Oz when we come back. Welcome back. Here is the new limited series. My mom is going to love this. Dar, come back to the TV. You're going to love this because there's a new limited series on your favorite network, Investigation Discovery, produced by a local company that will literally have you on the edge of your seat. Look at this.
All right, this is where we're at, Mr. Collette. My sergeant served a search warrant on your property. Okay. We have Kayla. Excuse me? We have Kayla. She was locked in a container. You're under arrest.
This man, Todd Colehell, is a rapist and a serial killer. He's killed 7 people that we know of.
What was that like for you? Mechanical.
When Kayla Brown is released from a shipping container, the world finds out about his murderous past.
We're gonna get you out of there, okay?
You bring Kayla in here and just so we could shame her.
My name is Maria Oz. I'm a filmmaker and investigative journalist. Everyone wonders if there are more victims out there. He tells me there are.
That's right. That's a clip from serial killer Devil Unchained. Episode 2 airs tonight on Investigation Discovery. That show is hosted by our next guest. Please give it up for local filmmaker Maria Oz, everybody. Hi. Oh. Maria,
yes.
This is right up my alley. Okay, so who is this dude? Give me just give the audience a little Reader's Digest version of this.
Sure. So he was just caught a couple years ago, but he was a very successful local realtor. in South Carolina in a community called Spartanburg County. And he went over a decade, really, before being caught. Ultimately, he was charged with 7 murders. But the reason we got involved was because he was alleging that there were more. And I had a unique opportunity to interview him and sort of develop a back and forth with him, hoping that he would confide in me about whoever these additional people were. So.
Did you develop a chemistry with him right away, or did it take a few visits for you to feel like he trusted you?
Sure. It took a little while. I mean, we had many conversations. Most of them were by phone, which if you watch the show, you'll see what happens when I go down there to interview him in person. But you know, it did. It took a long time. And I got some advice from, I don't know if you have fans of the Mindhunter series on Netflix.
I love Mindhunter. Yes. Yeah.
So the real life Mindhunter, John Douglas, he also worked on this show with me, kind of gave me some tips for interviewing serial killers, which he's made, obviously, you know, a lifetime career out of. So it was great to have that advice. And we did get some information that you will see investigated.
Give me a piece, what's one of the most useful tips that he gave you?
Ooh.
That you found practical, practical use in it when you're interviewing him, Todd.
Todd,
and you go, oh, he's trying to do this. Did he tell you any tricks that they try to play on an interviewer?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing he said was to really treat him like a person, you know, a regular person, not a monster, as much as you might think he is, right, in your head. And I think that was good advice. You know, how could you ever tell, you know, your deepest, darkest secrets to somebody if you didn't trust them? So establishing that relationship.
Or if he's on the defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Which I think, you know, and I mentioned this in the series too, it can be a little bit, you know, like, wow, why is she talking to him, you know, like a regular conversation, and even being nice, you know, to him. And that was really part of it. Yeah, that's really part of it.
You were saying off air, it was a little off-putting because he comes across, you know, normal has a lot of definitions, but he disappeared normal.
He does. I think it's everyone's biggest fear, right? Who's walking among you.
Yeah.
And
the boogeyman doesn't look or act like the boogeyman.
He does not. And like I said, he was a very successful realtor for a long, long time down there, you know, with very few complaints. And I think that he could easily pass, you know, very polite, calls me ma'am when he talks to me in a southern accent. You know, he has a lot to say. I think his, you know, it's not about him though. I mean, it is, but what we really wanted to do also, in addition to investigating what else he might have done, is give some attention to the victims' families and the victims of all these crimes. Because I think when you have a serial killer who makes headlines like that, it often becomes just about him. And we don't want that. You know, we wanted to give more time. It almost
glorifies him and gives him exactly what he wants.
Right. And so we wanted to give a lot more time, which we're able to do with, you know, 6 hours worth of television. We're able to give much more of a voice to people who've really lost someone. And so I'm really proud of that, especially in tonight's episode. You'll hear a lot from some of the victims' families.
And the episode kind of cracked. We saw that clip with Lester Holt on the NBC Nightly News. They discovered the woman in, is that actual footage, Maria, that we saw? That's not a reenactment that we just saw.
Right. When you saw her with the chain around her neck and the grainy, you know, looks like real footage, that is real footage. So the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office shot that footage when they heard her calling out from this container.
And where was the container at? On his property?
Yes. So he owns, or owned, 95 wooded acres in a community called Woodruff. And he not only kept her in that shipping container and was found alive, but there was a previous woman who, unfortunately, he did kill, who was also kept in that shipping container. And so there were 3 people, 3 of his victims who were killed on that wooded property. And then the other 4 that he was convicted for, they were in a motorcycle shop called Superbike Motorsports, and that was all the way back in 2003. So he went a really long time between 2003 and when these other victims were killed in 2015 and 2016, where you wonder what else happened in that time period.
And what else happened when Maria asked him, are there more victims? We'll talk more with Maria when we come back. Back after this. That's a lot of acreage for stuff to go down. Welcome back, everybody. More with Maria, host of the new limited series on Investigation Discovery called Serial Killer Devil Unchained. Episode 2 airs tonight. I know y'all watching. You are looking on demand for episode 1 right now, as I will be when I get home today. I was asking you, we were talking, this is what's frightening to me, is the fact that you're mentioning he was a star, not a star, but he was a well-known realtor in the city. What's horrifying to me is the compartmentalization of the mind, where he could have an open house during the day, get some shrimp and some toast and open it, and then that day go home to a property where he has a woman in a shed.
Right. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. It is. It's jarring to think about. And at one point, I do ask him, what was it like after you killed one particular victim, this man named Charlie Carver? And he said, you got to understand, for me, it's like washing my car or taking the trash out. And so you're just sitting there and you're like, shell-shocked, because how could that be? And then
did he say it matter-of-factly like that?
Yes, and you'll hear that if you watch the show.
Yeah.
You'll hear him tell you what he did, why he did it, how he did it in some cases, and with this just separation that is impossible for, I think, the rest of us to really understand.
With just a rat-a-tat-tat cadence of just like, right. I did it. What happened when you asked him, and we're going to see it, obviously. She ain't going to give everything away, but what was it like asking him if there were more victims?
It's a question that he initially brought it up, and he said that there were considerably more victims. So considerably adds even another layer to it, right? We're talking a lot, and I think that I kind of held off for several conversations for many months before we really talked about it more, because again, it was developing that level of trust. You will see what he does say, and we do go investigate with the sheriff's office. So there is information that comes out that is brand new, that hasn't really been out there before.
Whether it's Mindhunter or, I think most famously for all of us, Silence of the Lambs, or a personal favorite of mine, Copycat with Sigourney Weaver. When we see these movies about serial killers, they always play these mind games with the protagonist, right. Whether it's Jodie Foster or whatever. Do you think do you feel like he was trying to play games with you at any point?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. People ask that a lot. I would tell you this. I would say I don't know that there's any way to know for sure.
Yeah.
I do not think that I went into this naively at all.
Yeah.
And what I will say is everything that he stated that we were able to really investigate checked out. And so it really makes you think that, there is a likelihood that he is telling the truth. And as far as additional victims, certainly both myself and John Douglas, the Mindhunter, absolutely believe that there are more people, without a doubt, yeah.
What was it like on that property? You said, because the 95 acres, that's the compartmentalization of the mind and the amount of property that dude has freaks me out.
It's a lot, yeah. So we were given access to the property by him, and went out there. I actually worked with a man who Todd knew and is working on a biography about him and about this case. But we went out there, and to walk this land, alone, really, and know where all these things happened, and see these places where, this poor woman who was chained up was brought, and sexually assaulted. It was horrifying. And I often tell people there's a garage on the property where some of these things took place. And to stand there and just see, like, the guy's got a barbecue grill, next to the garage, and you're just like,
how
are you
ordinary.
just making a hamburger? Are you, like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
Why, it just doesn't make, it's just impossible to think about.
And we have to wrap it. My favorite, not favorite, fun fact, but the dude was leaving reviews of knives. Did you guys see those knives and stuff
on Amazon?
And no one picked up that he wasn't joking.
Right.
It's
He
like, this
wasn't
is
joking.
He
Locks,
he wrote, this is
shovels.
great for killing people. Didn't he write that in one of them?
He wrote things like that. I mean, with knives for stabbing people, locks for keeping people captive.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this. Give it up for Maria Oz, everybody. Serial killer. Devil Unchained airs tonight on Investigation Discovery. Go find it. Check your local listings. I know y'all are going to watch it tonight. Still ahead. We're heading into the audience for some Ask Jason Anything. Wonder what they're going to ask me when we come back. Back after this. How many parts is it? You're going to do a, yeah. Audience is a little empty because they're lining up to ask some questions. Welcome back. Yeah, it looks a little empty, but they're over here getting ready to ask questions. Anyway, how great was Maria? Sincerely, I want to watch that like tonight. I can't wait. Well, I love getting to know our studio audience a little bit better, and today I'm letting them basically take over the show. It's time for another round of Ask Me Absolutely Anything. Let's get Sarah K over here. Come over here, Sarah. Give it up for Sarah, everybody. Where are you from?
I'm from Hopkins.
Hopkins? I like this. This is very summery. Very nice. What's your question?
I want to know if you've ever met anyone else that has seen the Chupacabra.
Oh, okay.
Or in St. Louis Park.
Yes.
Yes?
They're laughing because, now, Sarah believes me, but people, you believe me, right?
I do.
Thank you. Aaron, don't laugh at me. I encountered a Brad's laughing. The crew's laughing. I encountered a Chupacabra at about 3:50 in the morning on Highway 100 in Minnetonka Boulevard. I was in my Ford Escape, and I got on the exit, and I looked over to my left, and there was a creature. And I rolled down the window. I stopped, and he had like a weird gait. He had a little humpback, and he had like a weird gallop. And I looked at him, and we had a moment. And then he had opposable thumbs. And then he ran across the highway. And
I lived in St. Louis Park, so I kept looking for this thing many times.
Hide your chickens and your animals because there's some. But I've met one other woman that saw Chupacabra in New Mexico. Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe it. This was not.
Yeah.
People say it was a mangy dog. Alexis says it was a giant raccoon. No, this was this thing had opposable thumbs.
Scary.
And didn't walk like a dog.
Okay.
It had like a little gnip walk, and it was Anyway, thank you, Sarah Kay. Thank you. Go right over there. Oh, you get a mug. There we go. Let's welcome Tom to the show. Come over here, Tom. Hi, buddy. How are you?
Very well.
Where are you from?
Edina.
Edina. What's your question?
Well, I see you often come here with this very playful spirit.
Yes.
So I'm thinking back to your childhood.
Yeah?
Do you have a favorite toy?
Oh! Yes. I loved He-Man and I loved Milky the Cow. Now, did you ever hear of Milky the Cow?
No.
Okay, producer Ted in the control room, at the end of the show, go to YouTube. There's a Milky the Cow commercial. So what this was it was the most boring toy ever, but it was a plastic cow, Tom, and it had plastic udders. And then you would put milk pellets in its mouth and then pump its tail, and then you could squeeze the teats and milk the cow.
Incredible.
It was the best. I played with it for like 4 days. It was incredible. Yeah, thank you, buddy. You get a mug right over there. Go right over there to Aaron. There we go. It was all of you in the 70s and 80s. You're nodding your head, and now you can find them at like thrift stores. Let's welcome Leah to the show. Come over here, Leah. Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
I like this combo. Very fresh.
Thank you.
What's your question?
I'm a middle school teacher.
Oh my goodness. Give her a car, everybody. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if you have a funny middle school memory.
Oh, I do. No offense to you. You're doing the Lord's work at the middle school. Middle school was the worst 2 years of my life, and I really mean that. I know you. That's why you're doing good work. My worst thing was they made me climb that rope. Do you still make the kids climb the rope in PE?
I know what you're talking about, but no, not at our school.
So they used to make me, and because I was the puffy little kid, they would make me climb the rope first like a little pudgy Spider-Man. And I went up, and I kept saying to Mr. Freeze, my PE teacher, I go, Mr. Freeze, I can't pull it up. And I got about 4 knots up, and I lost my grip, and I slid down the rope and landed like a little beetle, and I just and I was so embarrassed. So that's my horrible. Yeah, I did not enjoy it.
Middle schoolers get a bad rap, but they're good.
Are they good kids now?
They are. They are. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you, sweetie. Go right over there. They do. I know. I just didn't like it. Let's welcome Val to the show. Come over here, Val. Hi, Val.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. You're so sweet. What's your question?
What was your very first job?
First job, Pass Pets. I worked, pet stores have kind of, they're not in vogue, but I worked at a pet store and was cleaned up after the dogs and the puppies. This was a family-owned pet store. They were very reputable, but this was in '92, and then I worked. The next job was at a movie theater. So I've had a lot of jobs. Then I worked at Red Lobster, and I worked at the Disney store, and then I was fired from the Disney store. But yeah, I've had a lot of odd jobs, but my first was the pet store.
Okay.
So nice. Thank you. Go right over there. Let's welcome Lee to the show. Come over here, Lee.
Hi,
sweetie. Sweetheart. Oh, I'm a hugger. Yeah. Lee, what's your question? Oh, you smell good, Lee.
Do I?
You do.
Good.
Oh,
the shower paid off.
Is that just soap?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's your question, Lee?
I am turning 70 on the 3rd of August.
Happy Leos!
Yes, and you're turning, we don't care how old you are because
45.
you look really young, but we should really go to some.
How old do I look, Lee? Let's just...
32.
Thank you. I'll take 32. Okay, there we go, yeah.
And I was wondering if we should go to Sturms and have wings.
Oh, yeah! Little birthday wings? Yes! Fellow Leos. Are you a Leo?
I am a Leo.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh,
there we go. Give it up, everybody. If you have questions, just go ahead and post them on our Facebook page. You can stay there, Lee. Come here, girl. Let's just say, post them on our Facebook page.
On the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page. Read that in the teleprompter, Lee.
Okay. Jason, ab lib relax. Jason will be back. Studio bump break.
We'll be right back, everybody. Oh, God, that was great. Oh, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are laughing. We are loving Val in our audience because when we had her read the teleprompter. And what was funny about what Val, we were laughing with Val because Val was reading all of the notes to me, like not just the script. So it was like ad lib, relax, sit down, look at the camera, studio bump. That's my girl. Anyway, hey, Kendall went to Cardi B on Saturday night at the Target Center. How was that?
Cardi B.
Oh my goodness.
I have to say, I think I read a review on it and I agree with it. It was amazing. I know she set a record because she was the first female rap artist to sell out in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It was so fun. There was so much dancing. It was a great crowd. My only complaint, she didn't play a single full song.
What?
Yeah, so I know a lot of songs she does, a lot of her popular ones. She's sort of the guest artist on it, but no, instead this one, not even like her full songs. Not even the ones that she does all by herself. She didn't do the full thing, which is just kind of odd.
That's weird.
Yeah, and it only went 50 minutes. So,
the concert was 50 minutes?
Yeah, so
the show was longer than that.
I know. So we didn't go to the openers. We just went to Cardi because I was like, oh, hour and a half. This is me and my friends with my Cardi outfit. There's shorts on underneath that, everybody. Don't die.
Oh my
God.
yeah.
That's my Cardi jacket. Anyway, so we went and everyone was kind of leaving. That's Jenna with a blonde wig. Remember my best friend Jenna?
I remember. Yes. Hi, Jenna.
Anyway, so everyone was leaving, and I, honest to goodness, thought that she was just taking a break. And I was like, why is everybody leaving? And then I realized like,
the show's done.
I was like, oh. She came out and twerked for everybody, like an encore was her twerking. If you don't know what twerking is, just Google it.
Well, you know what's funny, audience, is there was a much better show in Duluth happening a couple days before that. And what I mean by better show, I mean Kendall doing karaoke, singing I Like Big Butts and I Can't Deny. So here is Kendall.
You're playing this right now?
Oh yeah, I'm playing this right now. Audience, look very closely. You'll see our own Kendall doing some karaoke right there. Yes.
I know every word to that song.
My
homeboy's trying to warn me. I'm not going to say the rest because we can't on TV.
Wow.
I can rap really well.
Yeah,
very
the Jason Show staff lit up that club, and then it was our executive producer Jeff sang, and then you sang, and then photographer Eric did some sort of pole dance. It was fantastic.
I think the best part of it was there was like no one there.
Nobody there.
But so many people saw it online that they were like, knew Eric at the meet and greet because they're like, we saw you pole
dance. Yeah. It was it was such a good time, and again, the week of shows in Duluth will be airing the week of August 5th. Spread the word, everybody. Again, they're not live shows. We'll be doing them here in Minneapolis, but we'll be dedicating all the episodes to Duluth. Tomorrow, though, Stephanie Hansen is back with her picks for the best restaurants in the suburbs.
The
suburbs, that's right. Nothing on her list is in Minneapolis or St. Paul. It's all about the burbs. Plus, she's answering your food and restaurant questions, and producer Ted breaks down part 1 of the Bachelorette finale. That's right.
The most dramatic season ever.
That's right. But right now, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bump shot.
Don't drive slow on the left lane.